welcome to our 14th episode of Brew Talk with Mr.Beer. My name is Robert Lewis. I'll be your host again for today's show. As always, we are filming live on Facebook every week. We do this every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you ever want to tune in to watch one of our live episodes, just recommend tuning at those times, and we'll be here. We're going to skip a little bit of the intro that I normally do today because I just want to change up the stuff. Before we dive into the topic of what we're going to be talking about today, let's talk about what I am drinking. Today, I'm drinking one of our hazy IPAs. This is actually one that we took to Home BrewCon. So it's a New England hazy IPA. It's going to be similar to the best haze of our lives. It's just a little darker, really good. Hazy IPAs are all the rage right now. They work really well, sound really good. So that's that guy. So let's dive into our topic today, which is what to do when you run out of sanitizer, which I think is a common issue for a lot of people when they are brewing. So let me paint this picture for you. The weekend comes, you got a few hours to spare. You're like, let's drink some beer and brew some beer. What else do you want to do? Sounds great. So you get everything organized, you go to check, and all of a sudden you have no rinse sanitizer. You can't do anything now. Very frustrating. This can ruin many brew days, but you don't have to worry. As you know, we wanted to talk about some of our alternatives that you can use around your house. It's not something that we always recommend using, but when push comes to shove and you don't have any sanitizer, it's a great replacement for it. So let's dive into the first one, which is bleach. So usually if you call us, you have this issue on the phone, I recommend using bleach. You can use bleach to sanitize your brewing equipment. The rule of thumb is to use 1 capful of bleach for every 1 gallon of water. You want to make sure that you are using a non-scented bleach. A scented bleach can create odd smells or even just make them lingering in the fermenter, which can kind of ruin your beer and leave an odd flavor in there. When you're using bleach, like I said, you want to mix up 1 cap to 1 gallon of water and then sanitize like you normally would. So just mix it in the fermenter, shake everything up, soak all your equipment in it. The only thing you'll want to do differently is you will want to rinse them off with water until the smell of bleach is gone. It just has a very strong odor to it, and that can sometimes affect your beer. So that will prevent that from getting in your beer, but it's a great replacement if you have no rinse sanitizer on hand. Another easy one to use is OxyClean Free, which is kind of interesting. Basically, the rule is that you want to mix 1 tablespoon of this to 1 gallon of water. Again, you'll mix this up and use it the same way you would normally sanitize, shake everything up, make sure it touches all your utensils, all your equipment, everything you're going to be using for brewing. With this one, we would also recommend just giving everything a light rinse afterwards, just to make sure that they don't have anything lingering on it, but usually this has no smell or anything like that. A unique thing about the OxyClean Free is that it's very similar chemical breakdown to what is in our no rinse cleanser, but since it's not food grade, that's kind of why we recommend just rinsing it just to be safe. So that will, it's always better to be safe than sorry is kind of what a good motto to live by. So the other thing you can use is hydrogen peroxide, which is something you can buy at basically any store in your neighborhood. This works very similar to our no rinse cleanser. The only thing is you want to make sure that the grade of peroxide is at 3% or higher. I think the highest is 12% you want to use. So like I said, this can be found at most drugstores. You don't need to mix this with water or mix it up in anything like this. You'll just basically use it to sanitize all of your normal equipment like you would normally do using our no rinse cleanser. So that's going to cover up the replacements that we have for today. There's not a whole lot you can use in your house. When you run out of sanitizer, because obviously that's to sanitize things, and you don't want all that chemical smell in it from using odd funky stuff. If you do brew a lot, what we would recommend is just stocking up on some no rinse cleanser. I mean, they're like 95 cents on the website. So, you never know when you're going to run one or use an extra one on one brew and you forgot that you'd used the full one, then you go to bottle and you don't have that other half you need to bottle. So just buy a few for 95 cents. You can buy them like a 25 pack if you want, just to make sure you have them. Also, one thing that we would suggest to do is if you want to look at getting a small bottle of Star San, or there's some other brewery cleansers that are out there that you can keep on tap. Some that will clean your equipment, others that will sanitize your equipment. You just want to make sure that whatever you're getting will always sanitize your equipment and not clean it, as those are kind of two separate aspects. So we'll do a separate show talking about cleaning your brewing equipment, but right now we're talking about sanitizing. But Star San works well. It's an alternative that we use here in the office because it's easy to use when you're cleaning out 5-gallon corny cakes, 5-gallon fermenters, and all kinds of equipment, stuff like that. I mean, you just mix it up in water and it's good to go. And that works really well. You can find it at most homebrew shops and Amazon and stuff like that. So that's going to wrap it up for today. I won't take up much more of your time. We appreciate you taking the time to watch us and hope you learned something or enjoyed the show. We do post our videos on our blog page, mrbeer.com/blog, on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page. YouTube is youtube.com/mrbeer. So if you did enjoy watching this video, just please give it a thumbs up on whatever channel you happen to be watching it on. We would appreciate that, and it'll let us know to keep making more of these videos in the future. Also, if you want to learn more about Mr. Beer or just brewing with Mr. Beer, then I recommend joining our Mr. Beer's Brewing Society. So that is our Facebook group that we created. You can find this by going to Facebook, searching Mr. Beer's Brewing Society, or go to our Facebook page and just go down to groups and click on Mr. Beer's Brewing Society. We ask that you answer 3 questions before you join, then we'll let you in. It's a really fun, active community. We've got like 360 plus members in there now. There's post videos of people joining every single day. So just make sure that if you really want to be part of, a Mr. Beer community and a brewing community, it's a great place to hang out and just share your brewing picks and learn some wisdom from some great people. We'll be back live next week, and I'll have Ashley back next week as we dive into another series of hops, which will be really fun. So in the meantime, cheers and happy brewing, guys.